This is going to be your weekly soulmate twin flame relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may be experiencing with your person. We're basically going to have a conversation that I'm going to help facilitate. Now, interestingly enough, I already see a card that is turned over. Retreat. Okay. So is it possible that somebody has been retreating or disconnecting in this relationship for whatever reason? I almost describe that energy like a battery, you know, battery charge or the capacity of a battery. This topic has come up a lot lately, actually, so there must be a reason why I need to talk about it in this video today. I'm already jumping right into it without any preamble, but essentially it's almost like somebody's battery or capacity level is just not that high right now, where they need to disconnect and recharge. Maybe this is you, maybe this is them. Don't take it necessarily as a bad thing, because oftentimes we do need to recharge, and everybody has a level of capacity. And when we don't have the capacity to deal with something, we need to recharge, rest, and rejuvenate. Okay, so let's get back to the preamble for a moment. We just had a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. I'm wondering how all of you are feeling. It was a very emotional time. You could feel the anxiety in the air, something brewing, and now all of a sudden we're in a bit of no man's land for the next 2 weeks, because we have a second eclipse happening on October 2nd, which is a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And yeah, eclipse season brings a lot of things to the surface. So I'm curious to know in the comments what things may have come up for you, any conversations that you had, or any feelings that came through. You know, eclipses can kind of make it or break it. You know, it depends on the scenario, of course. But let's take a look at what's going on and the overall themes and messages. Now, we did have the retreat card or the disconnection card. Let's see, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So let me put something out there, and it's in relation to the other card as well. Oftentimes when we have such intense chemistry, it can be very overwhelming. It can drain a battery very quickly. Okay, I don't want to get all spicy with all of you, but you know what happens when you get carried away. You get carried away, you engage in certain things, and then all of a sudden there's a depletion, a depletion of energy and effort. And sometimes people need a refractory period to basically rest, rejuvenate, and figure some things out. So, you know, maybe because of this overwhelming feeling or chemistry, there is this need to pull back a little bit. Now, everybody's different, but intensity does play a role in these type of situations. So let's take a chakra card and kind of see what is happening throughout the chakras in the body. Now, the chakra reading that I did the other day, earlier in the week, was called Unlock Your Heart. And you might want to watch that video if you haven't, because it was about unlocking your heart. Here we have some black energy. Okay, find richness from the dark night. So dark night of the soul, for people who don't know, is a time when you're purging and you're letting a lot of things go, or you're processing a lot of emotions or trauma. And it could very well be that someone is sort of disconnecting or retreating because they've got some things to work through. And there's nothing wrong with that. With dark, there is light. With light, there is dark. There's always going to be moments where you're feeling it. And you've got to process it. You've got to feel it to heal it, not to sound all cheesy. Now let's take a 4 agreements card, because I've really been enjoying these. And let's see what messages we need to know. Let's let this one come out. What is it? Express your love. Be impeccable with your word. This says, impeccability of the word can be measured by your level of self-love. If you love yourself, you will express that love in your interactions with others, and that action will produce a like reaction. It's very interesting, because self-love and self-care can be recharging your batteries. It can be making boundaries. So very interesting energies here. Now, I have 2 decks ready to go. One for you and one for your person, and then we will clarify these energies. But what we're going to do is take a look at what's going on in your head spaces, your heart spaces, and then what are sort of the next steps. So let's facilitate this conversation. I love that I get to be a part of your conversations. I kind of feel like I'm a fly on the wall here. Let's see what's going on in your headspace right now. What are the things that you're thinking about? Okay. Well, there's the Hanged Man energy, and I mentioned it earlier. We are right now in the in-between energies of eclipses. So it's a bit of neither nor. It might be that rest, that rejuvenation. You might be feeling a bit of that distance. At the same time, you will get clarity, and it will take you out of that energy at a certain point. And with that, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is an energy, and I giggled with that a little bit nervously because it is anxiety and a bit of worry. It's like wanting the garden to harvest overnight. And you know what I always say, you can't go busting out the miracle grow. You're not going to get the fruit on the trees tomorrow, the flowers blooming tomorrow. It's going to take time. So this is basically telling you that you will harvest, everything will be okay, but it's trusting the process. And I also would add respecting the process. If somebody needs time, let them. Oftentimes there's a pullback period before commitment even. If you've ever experienced that, you know, where when someone's trying to really decide about their life plans and commitments, they tend to take time to themselves. Now let's see what's going on in your person's headspace. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is ask and you shall receive. So this is a card of manifestation. It can also be a card of indulgence. If your person is indulging a lot lately in food, in drink, in whatever it is, it can be a sign of overindulgence. Let's see. I don't normally say that about the Nine of Cups, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling that today. And there's the Five of Pentacles. They feel left out in the cold for some reason, or maybe that's how you feel if they're the one taking the distance, meaning they're like, I want to show you this picture because it's almost like someone's crossing their arms or resisting. You know, Five of Pentacles can be a bit of negative thinking or drawing attention to one's weaknesses. And people have to be careful with that because you'll manifest it, you know? So this energy here is a bit of distance, a little bit of aloofness or coldness, I guess you could say. Let's see what's going on in your heart space. And we have here the World, completion of a cycle. You're going through a process right now where cycles are ending, and that's the whole thing related to eclipse energy. I mean, we're getting a real sneak peek right now of what eclipses are going to be like for the next, you know, year and a half or so. We're now going to be closing out the Aries and Libra axis. So that's why this new moon solar eclipse coming up on the 2nd is going to tie up the old stuff for the Aries North Node, Libra South Node, as we move into the Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. That's going to dictate basically, like I said, the next, you know, year and a half. And look at this. We're ending something and beginning something new. There's the Four of Wands, 1111, spiritual ascension, twin flame number, you name it. It's beautiful energy. It's a spark of something new. Brand new beginnings coming your way. Okay, let's take a look at your person's heart space. What do we need to know? And we have the Two of Pentacles. They're trying to simplify their life. This is what I'm saying. It could very well be that they're kind of thinking and processing what's next, you know? And funny how we talked about light and dark. You know, it's almost like she's being pulled into the darkness, but then also being pulled into the light. And it's like what I always say, are you in the old or are you in the new? This is the new, this is the old. And oftentimes we're tested, you know, every which way. But Two of Pentacles is about making a decision about simplifying your life. And there's the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is the early stages of something new emotionally. It also says believe in miracles. You know, anything can happen. Anything is possible. So I do like that. But they have to simplify their life. They've got to work on their manifestation. And this energy here with the crossed arms or the negative thinking or the coldness, not necessarily a fan, but I can kind of understand because, you know, the Nine of Cups is like, wow, it's a personal wish fulfillment. It's like, I can't believe I have this. You know, you have to really believe that you're abundant and that you are love, you are content, whatever the word is. Because there's obviously a very hot chemistry here. This is saying express your love. There could very well be a holding back of something, you know, in regards to feelings. Now let's take a look at the next steps. Like, what are you wanting to communicate as next steps? Or what are you feeling as next steps? Yeah, you're hesitant. The Four of Pentacles. Now, 4 could be an angel number that you're seeing because there's the Four of Wands with it. But the Four of Pentacles is all or nothing. You might be in an all or nothing kind of vibe, and I want to just warn you of that. If you're in this all or nothing where it's like an ultimatum, let's say, it generally is not going to get you what you want. Or if you're in the position where you're like, what are we? You know, the what are we conversation, in my opinion, never goes successfully because it's trying to control the outcome. Now, granted, if this has been something that's been going on for a long time, like you've been together a year or 2 years or more, and you're still wondering where you're at, okay, then you absolutely have the right to say, okay, what are we? But if this is something where you're like 5 weeks in, a couple months in, and you're wondering what the status is, I would give that a little bit of time, you know, especially if someone needs to sort of figure things out. Granted, you don't wait, right? Can't wait. This is a card of holding you back. Now, with that, we have the Page of Swords. You're kind of observing, you're spying, you're observing. It's almost like you're keeping an eye on things before you actually make a move. I feel like my cards don't fit into the screen today. My apologies. It's the angle. Let's take a look at your person's next steps. What are they wanting to communicate as next steps? Nine of Wands, they've been through battle. They're tired. They've had a lot. They've had a lot going on. Page of Wands. You know, page energy is communication. Sometimes people call this the Kelly card because it reminds them of me when I have wavy hair. That's kind of funny. Page of Wands is about, you know, throwing caution to the wind and enjoying life, going on an adventure. It's important to live, but there is a holding back here, you know, and I think that they're a little bit hesitant as well because they've been through hurts, they've been through battle, but that doesn't mean that things can't happen, you know. I'm going to do something a little differently today. I am going to take my regular oracle cards, but I also have another deck that I want to use. And I'll use that in a minute. But let's get a message back to your headspace here. The Archer, implementing a strategy, knowing how to take aim step by step. You know, you don't have to do anything overnight, but you got to implement a strategy. Yeah, your person is feeling worn down like an old car. And again, it's capacity. And please don't take it personally. I have this conversation daily where people say, what did I do wrong? Do they love me? Do they even care about me? And of course they do. This has nothing to do with feelings. It has to do with battery level. It's almost like the battery's dead in the car. I don't know, maybe somebody literally has a car that's broken down right now or there's some issues with it. But yeah, this is lack of capacity. And there's the moon. Can't make it up. Pisces. That was the full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. On top of that, we have the new moon coming up on the 2nd. That one won't be so bad. I think that the full moon in Aries is going to be interesting coming up next month. Yeah, the crew. The crew is about being in sync and working together. And in order for things to move forward here, you got to be on the same page with each other. But I think they're trying to simplify their life. They're trying to figure some things out. Okay, let's get to next steps. The Coffin. You've got to let something go. You've got to end the cycle of holding yourself back or being in the all or nothing or the spying or observing. If you're doing a song and dance with somebody, kind of like on social media where you're watching their stories or their posts or vice versa, you know, looking at old pictures, old conversations, this is what you would call energetic chasing. And most people don't think about this. Like wherever you put your energy, right, you're going to manifest. So if you're chasing even through obsessive thinking or pictures or conversations or looking at stories online, you're basically focusing everything onto that person and they feel it. I don't know how to describe it to you, but they feel it. And that's why they run away, because they feel the pressure, you know, even if you don't think you're doing anything to pressure. Now let's take a look here on your person's side as the next steps here. Flamingos. Yeah, there's love. You know, this is a lesson in, I don't know, one of the many lessons of relationships or of all kind, actually. It's not even just romantic. You know, when you give someone freedom to process, if they need to detach, more than likely they'll come back to you, okay? If you try to hold on to them too tightly, they'll run the other direction. So there is love here. And I think if you give your person time, but again, that doesn't mean you waiting. It means, you live your life, you move on, you do whatever you got to do, or you pick a reasonable amount of time that you're saying, okay, go figure your stuff out. I need to work on my stuff too. Let's take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's okay too. But in theory, you can't hold yourself back. Okay, this deck is called Heart's Hidden Secrets. I've just started using it recently, and I've enjoyed it so far. I might do a review on it soon. Let's get a message just between the two of you for your headspace. What do we need to know? Beginnings, new direction, start over. I think that there is new energy coming in, especially with the new moon coming up. But you have to kind of let it unfold. You got to let it bloom, right? We were talking about gardening earlier. Flowers are not going to bloom overnight. Now in the heart space, I feel like the cards, there we go. Nourish, trust the process. Not only that, self-growth, being self-focused, and soul finding. That's that 11-11 here. Oftentimes when we're sparked by somebody, we think it's about the romance, but ultimately it's not necessarily about the romance. And actually, you know what? I just want to point something out. Look what's at the bottom of the deck, chasing. And I just said to you, be careful with any chasing. All right, let's see those next steps. Oh my God. The universe was like, I said what I said. You saw me shuffle that. Look at that. Look, be very careful with the chasing. Because I kind of feel like for whatever reason, you want to chase, and you can't have two people chasing. If you want this love, you got to kind of let them come to you. You got to let them be in pursuit. Okay? Now, it is about resiliency as well. Okay? Meaning coming out of this tired, old energy. But essentially, my advice to you is not to chase, whatever the situation. I really hope this resonates with all of you. As always, I appreciate your kindness. I'm going to pull one last card, Power of Surrender card, just for kicks. Before I do, I ask you to please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Honestly, it helps the algorithm. It helps people find my videos, and any support is appreciated. So let's take a look. What do we need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender obsessive thinking. You cannot make this up. I knew I had to take another card. I almost didn't. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. I really hope this resonates with you. Again, thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.